What's going on, everybody? Bob's the 1984 back again, and I'll just like to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I'm in a different setting. I'm back home with my mum and dad, so doing a video in a different surrounding today. Just going to do a preview, as I always do, for Newcastle United's game today against Everton. What do you try and predict for this game after last week? I don't really think the Villa game was a good advert for how we've been playing. In the two wins, I thought the weather was raging against it in terms of dominating how the game went, and it's not very good outside today. So I'm hoping it's not going to be the same kind of performance. But never mind. Anyway, what do I think is going to happen today? I do think it's going to be a bit of a shake-up. I do think that McLaren made a mistake going for the same lineup as the week before. I think it needs to be a little bit more attack-minded. Maybe go for Mitrovic up front. I know Cisse is injured anyway, so there's going to have to be changes, but I think Mitrovic and Perez should start. I've got nothing against De Jong, but I think he needs to be used as an impact sub. Hopefully we'll get the reaction we did from Mitrovic and Perez at Spurs when he ever comes on. I do think it'll be a hard game today because Everton, an absolutely unbelievable striker, and Lukaku, who's in unbelievable form. It'll be a very hard performance. We'll have to put in a really good performance against them to get anything. Now, I'm looking back to last year about this time. I think we played them on the 28th or the 29th last year. We beat them 3-2. I think it could be that kind of game because it's going to be very reliant on how we play. And if we can actually put in a performance that we're capable of, and we've shown against Liverpool at home and Spurs away, I think we could get the 3 points. And if you can keep Lukaku quiet, obviously, and I can't pronounce his name, but the Spanish bloke that got from Barcelona, Delafield, whatever you call him, you keep him quiet and you keep the supply away from Lukaku, you're going to have a good chance. Now, Everton concede goals. Newcastle, unfortunately, concede goals. Hopefully, it's going to be an end-to-end game. It's going to be an interesting Boxing Day game. Now, I'm in the middle of watching the Man United game and they're currently 2-0 down. We could be that team like Stoke, that if we just had a bit more grit about where we could go forward and actually take the game to the big clubs like Man United. I do believe Newcastle will draw today. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. But I am, quietly confident that it could be more. It's one of those performances where I've said it for the last 3 or 4 videos. Like, you don't know what kind of Newcastle team is going to come out today. Which team is it going to be? Newcastle against Liverpool, Newcastle against Palace, or Leicester? Which one's it going to be? What are your opinions on this one? Do you think Newcastle are going to do anything today? Do you watch your score? What's your lineup? As I say, I think the lineup's going to be very much the same. We all know Cisse is not going to play. I believe he's going to bring Mitrovic and Perez back in, but he might bring Perez in and leave De Jong in the squad. Do you think that's a good idea? Personally, I don't think it's a good idea. I think you need to go have some bollocks, but we all know McLaren doesn't really have bollocks, but we're not going to get onto that one again. We're all behind him. Well, I'm behind him. We've had our blips, but in the end of the day, you have those moments after getting beat 5-1 and 3-0 against Leicester and Palace where you think, what the fuck, but we're all behind him. I am anyway, again. So what's it going to be? Newcastle, I'm really hopeful today. I really am. I think it's going to be a good performance. I think as long as everyone puts a shift in. We need another shift from Sissoko. We need another shift from Inita, because he's been a rock in the midfield. I think he's not brilliant creatively, but he just does his job as a midfield player. I think we need a performance from Carlback. He's been sorely lacking recently. I don't want to see as many sideways passes, backwards passes. I want to see Carlback actually go forward and score some goals like he was doing, and he scored against Everton last season. And I do think we're needing to see a little bit more from Jan Matt and Dummett, obviously, on the flanks going forward. Defensively, Jan Matt's been pretty poor, but going forward, he's brilliant. He's just like a winger. But as I say, my prediction's 1-1. What's your prediction? leave some comments, let us know what your prediction is. Leave a like on the video if you enjoy it, and of course please subscribe, and keep a lookout for the reaction video, which will be up hopefully as soon as possible after the game. We hope everyone enjoys it. Hope you've all had a great Christmas. I'm Bobster1984. I'll see you later.